What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute, but here we are, another day and another NHL franchise mode. It's been a while since my last, so we're gonna have some fun with this one. Of course, I had to choose my favorite team, the team I know more than any other team inside and out, and that is gonna be the Florida Panthers. Our goal here is to win a cup. So these are the lines we're starting with. I'm gonna make some adjustments to these before we roll into the season. Consider this video episode 0. This is like season 0. This is me giving you the rundown of the team. It's gonna be a really quick video. I'm gonna try to have the next episode uploaded tomorrow, so keep your eye out for that. All right, guys, so this is our starting lineup so far. We're gonna make some adjustments to plug some pieces in. Maybe Kachuk's probably better on the second line when it comes to overall. It is. So we'll probably move some pieces around, but we're going to do this just to get a oversight of the players. Matthew Tkachuk obviously is going to be our star player. Him and Barkov are going to play a big part into the future of this team. We cannot move on from these two. These players are the foundation of our house. We have to keep them at all costs. If they want out, that's a bad sign. We also have Sam Reinhart, Sam Bennett, and Carter Verhaeghe. I'm going to consider these guys as the backbone of the team, not necessarily the foundation, but more of the backbone. Now, another piece that's going to be huge for us is Anton Lundell. Anton Lundell is a medium elite potential at 21 years old. He's probably going to move into being our number 2 center behind Barkov in the next few years. Probably when Bennett's deal is up, which I want to say he only has 2 years left. Yes, I was correct on that. We also have Nick Cousins, Evan Rodriguez, and Listerainen. These guys are good. I would say it's a pretty solid third line. As I said, we're going to move some pieces around. Kevin Stanley, Steven Lawrence, and Ryan Lomberg, the Lamborghini. So I would say, it's a contending team, but it's not the team that we could have. We could build a much better team. In actuality, I consider this team to be a playoff team, and I do consider this team to be a playoff team in the franchise, but does the sim think so? We're going to have to make some adjustments here, move some players around to really fit into it. Let's take a look at the defense right quick. Gustav Forsling and Aaron Ekblad is our first pair. Then Brendan Montour and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Brendan Montour, 86 over. I thought he was at 88. I guess I must have read that wrong originally. Casey Fitzgerald and Dmitry Kulikov is the team. The returning Panther, Dmitry Kulikov. I did download Tactics custom rosters, so maybe he edited some of the players in the league. So that might be why he's at 86, or I might just be crazy. One problem we're going to have right away is going to be extending Brendan Montour. He's only got 1 year left on his deal, so this is a contract year. So we're probably going to have to send some money his way. And of course, between the pipes, we have Sergei Bobrovsky, good old Bob, and then we have Spencer Knight, who hopefully will progress to be the future of this team. In this, they haven't projected to be medium elite, so I think we could probably get him to 86 overall, kind of like what Bob is now, maybe a little bit higher. We're going to try to give him as much ice time as possible and keep him in good standings with the team. That's the core of our team. The one other important note that we need to take before we start this franchise is that we don't have a first round pick for the next 2 years. So our next first round draft pick is not till 2026. So we have to go through 2 draft years without a first round pick. So to me, that means missing the playoffs is absolutely not an option. We have to make the playoffs no matter what. See, the one concerning thing about the Florida Panthers is that although we have some prospects that could develop, we don't have any big prospects besides Anton Lundell, but I don't really consider him to be a prospect anymore. Same with Spencer Knight. I also don't really consider him to be a prospect anymore. They're developing young players. They're already playing in the show. They're in the league. They're not prospects anymore. So that's one thing we're going to have to work on, is trying to build our prospect pool in the late rounds of the draft. Now, of course, if we can trade away those late round picks in the draft to acquire a player that's going to help us contend for the cup, we will. So we got to keep that in mind, but we have to be smart about managing the rest of these picks that we have. our salary cap isn't looking too bad either. We have a little bit of room to play with, but we're not one of those teams that can go out and buy. But we could probably make an acquisition or two if we cap manage the correct way. What I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm taking a look around the league to see what other teams currently have. I also want to see what... There's Clayton Keller, 89. That dude's a beast, man. I want to see what Connor Bedard's starting overall is going to be. It's going to be an 84 right there. The high franchise potential. Woo! He's going to be a high overall real quick. That's for sure. Maybe I'll do a franchise mode later in the year using the Blackhawks playing for Bedard. I'm super excited to see what he's going to do, though. He's going to be really good. Taylor Hall as well, really. You know, it's really flown under the radar to me. I completely forgot Taylor Hall's on the Blackhawks now. That's insane. One team that just looks super deep is the Dallas Stars. There's a chance that if we make the Cup final, we're going to be playing these guys. Look how deep this team is. Of course, the Oilers are probably going to be right up there with the Stars, of course. McDavid, Draisaitl. Their team's so good. Just them two alone. I am curious why they are not separated, these two. Maybe have Draisaitl on the second line with Nuge and then have like Evander Kane spread it out, unless they just want them to go berserk on the league. And of course, guys, here's the Stanley Cup winning team from last season, the Vegas Golden Knights. They are very deep at center. As you can see, they just look like a very well-rounded team. Alright, guys, now that we took a look around the league, we're just going to take a quick peek at the contracts we have expiring this season. We're already aware of Brendan Montour. Sam Reinhart also needs to ink a new deal with us. Gustav Forsling and Anton Lundell is going to have to sign his bridge deal or his big deal. We'll see what he wants money-wise. I'd probably try to sign him before the season starts. Probably make that a priority. I feel like we could get more money for him now. We do have $24 million of cap space available next season. So that is pretty big. That's going to help us out a lot. Who comes off the books? Ekman Larson, I guess Montour, because he's making 3.5, as well as Reinhardt's making 6.5. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to cap manage, and we're definitely gonna lose some pieces this offseason if we can't find a way to get everybody signed. But as you guys know, we do have Bobrovsky for $10 million for like forever, so we don't have to worry about that. The good news is, though, Bob's contract ends when we have a draft pick. So, I mean, if that doesn't, that means our window is probably going to be the same length as Bob himself. I don't think it makes sense to trade away Bob because it's just super unrealistic. Either way, we're going to be kind of cap hell until Bob decides to move on. Probably around the time his contract ends, we're going to be paying Spencer Knight that money that we're paying him. So I guess it's just going to get replaced one way or another. Alright guys, so I simmed to the start of the season. I edited the lines a little bit to my liking, and we just really can't get the line chemistry we want with all of our players. So the most I can get is this +1 unless I flip Listerainen with Lundell, but I really don't want Lundell to play on the third line. I know Listerainen can also grow as well, but he's only, he's 25. At this point, he's kind of going to be a third line player, where Lundell could eventually be that second line center for us. I want to keep him on the second line. I wouldn't mind him playing center, but whose face-offs are better? Sam Bennett's are going to be 79. Lundell is going to be 80, so I kind of want to play Lundell down the middle and Bennett on the wing, but he prefers left wing. Kachuk can kind of bounce back and forth. I think his strength is left wing though, so we'll figure that part out, but let's get some slow sim going. Oh, I also flipped the defense as well. I moved Dmitry Kulikov up to the second defensive pair. I basically just flipped him and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. That's going to anchor Brendan Montour over defensive defenseman. And also Casey Fitzgerald is going to be with Oliver Ekman-Larsson. They're both two-way defensemen, so that's good. I really tried to move pairs around, but I really couldn't find any other pairs that work. So we're going to rock with this first, and then we'll make some adjustments as the season goes on. All right, here we go. The first game of the season. Here we go. First game of the season, guys. Minnesota. Let's see how this goes. We're going to get some slow sim going. And first period is going to look like 2-1 so far. Carter Verhaeghe getting on the score sheet. And it looks like they got 2 on Bob. Let's get the second period out of the way. Carter Verhaeghe again. Kaprizov, not the guy I want to see on the score sheet. Let's see if we can start this first game. Let's see if we can start the first game. Well, with a win. There we go. Anton Lundell. Let's go. We've been talking about him so much in this video, and he finally... We were talking about him so much, and he scored. That's pretty cool. Here we go. 5 minutes left. 3, 2, 1. It looks like we're going to some extra overtime. All right, guys, here we go. I decided let's spectate some overtime here. We got the broadcast camera on. 3-on-3 overtime. It looks like Minnesota's carrying it in, and Kaprizov rips it. Rips it wide. Here goes Ekblad. Let's see if he gets it over to Tkachuk. Ekblad's taking it himself. Turns the puck over. Ekblad's just going to carry this one all the way in. Takes it to the net and scores. Aaron Ekblad. Let's go. Okay. The D-man's going to do it all himself. End to end. Coast to coast. Aaron Ekblad. And just like that, we're undefeated to start the season. How about that, guys? I couldn't have scripted this any better so far for the introduction to our franchise mode here. Aaron Ekblad taking it coast to coast. That forehand, backhand. Beats the goalie. Oh, wow. He makes it, like, that's crazy that he had, like, Tkachuk wide open, middle of the ice when he first broke out. Could have passed it to Barkov. He said, no, don't worry, guys. I got this. I'm doing it myself. I appreciate it. Like, I appreciate the effort, you know? Like, when a D-man wants to go and score himself, you can't really tell him no. All right, guys. I'm going to end the first episode here. Tomorrow, I'm going to have the next episode out, and I'm going to have the full season done in that video. If there's any adjustments that you suggest for the team, go ahead and comment it in the comment section down below. Make sure if you enjoyed the video, you press a like. If you really enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe. Guys, I am also live on Twitch. My Twitch is going to be in the bio. I'm live on Twitch most nights. I'm probably going to be grinding some Chell. If you want to come hang out with me, or you want to come tell me your opinions of the game, I'm available. Come hang out with me. All right, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.